Let's start the meeting. Call to order the January 12th, 2026 meeting at 7:03 p.m. Is there anyone here for citizens speak? I see an iPhone that's on the screen. Does anyone want to speak at citizens speak? On hearing no one, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the November 17th, 2025 meeting. Board, have you had a chance to look at the meeting minutes from November 17th? And do you have anything that you wanted to edit or update?
They looked fine to me.
Yeah, I think they looked good.
Yeah, they look good.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from November 17th. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Before I go any further, I'll have everybody introduce ourselves for Kate. My name is Caroline Kinsella. I'm the health director. Emily?
Hi, Emily, Assistant Health Director.
Carolyn?
Hi, Carolyn Ho. I'm the health agent.
Jean?
Jean Peterson, the clerk.
Our chair, Roxanne?
Hi, Roxanne Musto, Chair.
Secretary Laura?
Hi, Laura Richards.
And member Mary Stenson?
Mary Stenson, nurse and member.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody, for being here.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on to number 4. This is 590 Harlan Street. This is Kate and Michael Supkin. The Board of Health Regulations, Chapter 1, Keeping of Animals in the Town of Milton, Section 4-5, requesting a new private stable permit for an increase in the maximum amount or number of animals and the change in type of animal kept. I'm just going to pull up Kate and Michael's application. And I just, I included in your packets board that a neighbor of Kate and Michael's, Monique and Will Gregg, expressed support for this application. So you might have seen that in the packet. So the neighbors did support this. And that's Monica and Will Gregg. And so, just looking at the application. It says 590 Harlan Street. And the request is, right now, Kate and Michael have 7 horses. And they'd like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Kate, they'd like to apply for 7 adult horses, 3 ponies, and 4 goats. So changing the animals, there's 4 goats, and they're increasing it up from 7 to 10 for the horses, combination of horses and ponies. And they have 11 acres, and the staff go out once a year to take a look at the property and make sure everything's in order. And it's always been in order. Everything's always been good. We've never had any complaints. Until recently, we had one neighbor complain, but over all the years, we have never had any complaints about the property. I don't know if you wanted to expand on that, Kate, for the board, and you can talk a little bit about the request for the increase in animals on the property.
Yeah, sure. So it's sort of something I've always been passionate about, and I've kind of been in the horse world for about 30 years. And the original owner was Flory Locke and Forbes, and when she was looking for someone, when she passed at 94, her goal was to give over her farm to a new generation farmer. So we got lucky, and we'd met the family, and so that's us. And she was a horse and dog person. So she was 94 when she passed, so there was a little bit of work to do. But the awesome thing she did is she had put our back 7 acres into the trustees of reservation. So they already are in conservation, which is so great. And then that backs up to Monique and Will's. I can't remember the number they have, but I think it's 70 acres. And that's in the trustees as well. and it's privately in the trustees, but every year the trustees come out as well to our property and go through, just make sure everything is up to par for conservation and things like that. But the neat thing about our conservation is it's, when Flory put it in, she put it in as animal husbandry because she wanted to be able to, she wanted the next person to be able to farm it, and horses was her big thing. So, so that's sort of where we're at, and it's been kind of a labor of love, and I've been really lucky to have Emily and Carolyn come out each year, and they've probably kind of seen it slowly to sort of develop. And so, just trying to make sure we moved it. I can't remember when we first did this permit, but so just kind of like dotting our I's and crossing our T's and making sure we have an updated permit.
Well, do you have any
questions?
Kate?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
I do, Kate, out of interest. How will the goats have a job? I know they eat Christmas trees and do a great job on weeds and goat yoga. Will you just be enjoying them, or will there be any other goat activities going on?
Yeah, so on like a personal level, I have 4 kids and my youngest has autism, and that's sort of given me a nice window into the special education community in Milton. And so I actually invite a lot of those kids in, especially if they need a win, need to feel like they're a little bit of a rock star. So, which they are. So that's sort of what they would be for, is just, I mean, you could Mary, come on over and do some yoga with them. I don't know.
I know.
I will not do the yoga with them, but for like kind of like cuddling and nervous regulation. Yeah. We don't have them yet. I just know there was a couple of kids who like to come in every now and then, had like expressed interest. And so I thought, well, I might as well put it on the permit as well. So if it does happen, that's already done. But yeah, I mean, it's just, the land's here to share. So
yeah,
it's been really fun.
Thanks.
I think Mary wants an invite to do the yoga.
I kind of am fond of the little creatures. I am.
Yeah.
So what was the feedback from the neighbors? Was overall good? Would you say for this?
Yes, so we had
positive.
positive.
I saw the letter we had,
Yep.
Yeah.
The letter we had one neighbor just asking questions and
Okay.
is not here tonight. And
Okay.
if they had any other questions, they could have come on tonight. So
Perfect.
Yep.
And then what is the inspection schedule? Same as it always has been, correct?
yes.
Okay.
So when you get the animals, the goats and more animals, I mean, my staff would be happy to go out and take a look too. So that's whenever that happens.
Okay, well, I'd be in favor of the permit, so I don't know if we need to make a motion.
I'll second.
I don't know how everybody else feels on the board first.
I'm in favor.
Second that.
So I guess I'll make a motion that to expand the permit for up to 10 horses, 4 goats at what's the address? 590 Harlan Street. Yes.
Yep.
So I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Do we
Okay.
need us to have a certain amount of goats? Like, do we have to limit that, or does it matter?
She put in the application for 4 goats.
4 goats, okay.
I think
All
we
right.
should have what's
Oh,
in the
it
application. If
says-
she wants to expand it, then she could come back.
Mhm. Okay.
What were you going to say,
Right.
Mary?
Sorry to interrupt. On number
No, go
4,
ahead.
it just says, and some goats. So Jean might just want to write 4 just for the next minutes that come up.
Okay, so the motion, do we have a second on the motion?
I'll second.
Okay, Laura, second. All in favor? We
Aye.
probably should I don't know if we should do a roll call because we're on Zoom. We haven't been doing it, but we probably should. So I'll do a roll call. Laura,
Aye.
okay, Mary,
Aye.
and myself, yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks.
Take care.
But is that all I do? So I've never done this. Do
Yes.
is it rude that if I leave or can I?
No,
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All
All
set.
right.
Right.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great meeting.
Thank you.
thank you, thank you.
Okay, so next up is number 5, 1201 Canton Ave. Eamon Clark, Board of Health Regulations, Chapter 1, Keeping of Animals in the Town of Milton, Section 4-7, requesting an initial private stable permit for keeping animals. And I'm surprised I don't see Mr. Clark on the meeting. I see iPhone. Is that you, Mr. Clark, on the iPhone?
No,
No. Okay.
Caroline, last time we were out when we were at the house inspection, like the pre-inspection with Mrs. Clark, I know we said that we would send her the link. I don't
I
know
sent the link.
if okay.
I sent the link.
Okay.
Yep. I'm wondering if I should give them a call.
Caroline, I can call them if you want to keep moving.
Yeah. Do
you.
you have the application, the phone number?
I can pull it up on
You can pull it up.
Permanence.
Yeah, if you can give them a call to see if they're having any trouble getting in.
Yeah.
Perfect. That'd be great. Thank you, Emily. Okay, we'll move along while Emily gives them a call to number 6, vote to approve Sarah Lavari. So this is a new epidemiologist with Norfolk County 8. And actually, she's coming into the office this week to meet us. And so this would be to vote to approve her as an agent of the Board of Health and Health Department, if you would vote for that.
Caroline, just a reminder, can you just explain where she is going to be located and
Yes.
so forth,
Yeah.
and what her role will be and where she's like what towns, just as a reminder.
Yeah, so she's going to be located in Norwood,
Mhm.
and she's going to be, her office is Norwood, but she's going to be servicing all of the 8 towns, but it's really 7 towns because Needham is not there. So it's, let me see, Canton, Wellesley, Westwood, Milton, Norwood. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Norwood, Walpole. Which one am I missing, Carolyn? Canton, Wellesley, Westwood, Milton, Norwood, Walpole,
Dedham?
Dedham. Yep.
Yep.
So good job. She's going to be going into all those towns, and she's going to be our epidemiologist. So be happy to meet her this week. We haven't really had any good luck with the staff that have been hired over the years for the Norfolk County 8. This is the public health field services grants, because they hire somebody and then they leave like not too long after. So we're hoping that when we meet her this week, she'll stay. And so I'm hopeful that will happen. But over the years, we've hired probably in the last, but Norfolk County 8 and the public health service shared services arrangement has hired probably about 7 or 8 people, and they've all left.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So I'm hopeful with Sarah that she'll stay.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve Sarah Lavari as the new regional epidemiologist for Norfolk County 8 and to serve as an agent of the health department. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. I think we probably have to do we should be doing roll call. So, Laura,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
and myself, yes. And it looks like Emily's back. I don't know if she has any info.
Yeah, I just called him. He didn't answer, but I did leave a message. So we'll see if he calls me back.
Wow. Okay.
So maybe,
Okay.
Caroline, we should just keep going and
Yep.
we'll just make a decision at the end. We might have to postpone it if.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds great. All right, I'll move along to number 7, which is discussion and vote to potentially approve opioid abatement grant proposals for up to $20,000 per project. The 4 proposals submitted are Milton Public Schools, Milton Arts Center, the Sun Will Rise, and the Family Restored. And I have an overview about those grants. won't take too long, but there's, as I said, there's four. I'll start with the Milton Arts Center. The category is recovery care, connections to care, and art-based social prescribing. It's healing through art, submitted by Director Joan Clifford. The start date would be September 15th, 2026 to June 15th, 2027. That's when it's actually going to start. But if they receive the grant, they're going to be doing a lot of outreach before that. So Healing Through Art is a year-long creative wellness program designed for Milton residents affected by substance use disorder, grief, or the ripple effects of addiction. The program provides non-clinical recovery support through mindful process-based art making in a trauma-sensitive, community-centered environment. Through clay, painting, watercolor, fiber arts, and bookmaking, participants build resilience, reduce isolation, and rediscover calm, purpose, and connection. So there'll be 5 Milton Art Center teachers, and they'll complete the Bartol Foundation's Trauma-Informed Practice for teaching artists. They're going to have 3 10-week sessions with 20 participants each. And the budget mainly funds artist stipends, the training, outreach coordinator, and evaluation consultant, materials and supplies. So that's the first grant that we got. Second is the Milton Public Schools. The program category is prevention and education. The Director of Counseling, Jenny Bellevue, is requesting $20,000 to implement is called Everyday Speech, Social Emotional Learning Curriculum. The request is for $7,500 for the first and second year, $5,000 for the third year. And currently BID Milton Hospital is funding the first year. The $7,500 would pay for 15 teachers, which would be school adjustment counselors, speech and language therapists, and school psychologists in the district to have access to the curriculum for 1 year. And the curriculum addresses self-awareness, self-management, relationship skills, pro-social behaviors, and promotes kindness, sharing, and empathy. It reduces problems with anxiety, stress, and distress, and it builds confidence and a sense of purpose. The third grant is The Sun Will Rise, and the program category is grief support. The founder, Robin Houston Bean, requested $20,000 to fund a part-time regional peer grief support specialist dedicated to Milton, who will offer one-on-one peer grief support, grief navigation, co-facilitate groups, and target outreach. All facilitators and peer specialists have personally experienced substance use and someone who's passed away from substance use. In the budget, the staff request is regional peer grief support specialist at 312 hours and administration support for 60 hours. The operating costs, such as materials and event costs. They expect to serve 10 to 20 new Milton residents annually through groups, the workshops, one-on-one support, grief navigation for the newly bereaved, and attend community events. Build community connections through quarterly Milton grief events. And then the last one is called The Family Restored. The program category is prevention, recovery supports, education, treatment services. The co-founder and executive director submitted the application, Eric Gerard. The mission is to strengthen and support families affected by addiction by offering family support groups, 12-step workshops, scholarships to pay for treatment and recovery. And since 2014, they have awarded over $1 million in scholarships. They currently have 52 Milton residents. The core of the organization are family support meetings. They host 12 meetings, 9 are in person, 3 virtually, where anyone affected by a loved one's substance use disorder is welcome. They have a Milton support group, which meets the first and third Monday of every month at St. Michael's Episcopal Church. They also hold an annual family retreat. They're requesting $18,085.20 the first year, $19,574.40 the second year, $19,630.80 the third year, and costs are primarily for partial support of the executive director position, the program director position, the director of operations position, salaries and non-employee stipends, operating costs, and family coaching training. So those are the 4 grants that were submitted. Board, do you have any response to that? You take a look at those grants and have anything to say about that?
I just have a question about how you, like what you said, Milton Arts Center received 100 out of 100. How did you figure that?
So we have a rubric score.
Mm-hmm.
So actually they answered every question. So they got 100 out of 100.
Okay.
Yep. So they scored the best. They answered all the questions and they answered them thoroughly.
Okay.
So they answered all the questions. They were very thorough in their grant application. We didn't have any questions to reach back out. And we thought that grant was the most promising, the staff did.
Okay.
Oh, I have another question, Caroline, or a comment. So these are the 1-year grants, and because it sounds like some of these that have come in are looking for year 2 and year 3, but we're just doing this 1 year, and then they could resubmit, correct? Or they would
Yeah.
have to resubmit because we're doing 1-year grant cycles, correct? I just want to double check that.
That's true. They can apply again in the second and third year. I'm looking back at the original application, but I know it says that they could apply the second and third year. You know, depending on, they can apply and then they have to submit a report. So we'd have to make sure that, you know, they're doing what they say that they're going to do.
And how often are they going to report back? Whoever gets the grant, how often is the expectation that we will be reviewing it and get information back?
6 months.
Okay,
So after 6 months, they should be submitting a report to let us know how
perfect.
it's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary, Laura, what are your thoughts on which grant?
I think the Milton Art Center sounds good considering their score was high.
Yeah, I like the sound of the Milton Arts Center one. I'm not sure about, I think I like the Milton schools when I looked into it again, but they're already funded for just 1 year, was it? Or 2 years?
So they're funded
They're funded
presently.
through the BI.
BID Milton Hospital is funding it this year.
Okay, so, but it sounded like they only needed 2,500 for the third year. So that, like, so do they have it already? The 75, and then 5,000 for the third year? So are they only looking for 2,500 or?
So they're looking for 75 the first year, 75 the second year, and the third year, 5,000. And I had asked Jenny, and she said that they could potentially get other grants that third year to make up the $2,500 that they'd need.
Okay, but we'd only be funding the 1 year.
It's up to the board.
Yeah.
I thought that we were doing the 1-year grant cycle to start with to see how that goes
Yes.
for the monitoring purposes and everything else. I think that this is the inaugural. That was my impression of what we were doing. So that's the way I would think that we would be doing it for this year. And
So,
then,
you're right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the reporting requirements. So a mid-year report is due 6 months after the grant is awarded. And then a year-end report is due no later than 12 months. And then when we're talking about requests for renewals of funding, you know, could be included in the year-end report and will be considered for up to 2 renewal years. So after 1 year is done in the year-end report, they could say, like, you know, we helped so many people. We think it should be go into the second year or the third year. So it can, requests for renewals of funding can be included in the year-end report and be considered for up to 2 more renewal years. So that's what we're seeing in some of the grants, depending on, again, the year-end report and how many people have been served and the outcomes from that.
Where are they in their first year that's already been funded? Is it almost over or like how well do they think they did?
So I don't know how they have to report to BID Milton Hospital. So I'm not sure what their guidelines are when they gave them the 7,500 to start the program. That's a really good question. Was it at the beginning of the year? Potentially. Yeah, but I don't know what their requirements are around that, giving that money and what they have to see about, you know, how it was implemented and, you know, what was accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they could come back and say, you know, this was accomplished, this, and this, and you know, maybe they
That would be nice to see if we could see what they
Right.
did.
right, and what was accomplished in the first
Right.
year, right? Yeah, because we don't know.
Any other thoughts?
Anything else?
Well, it sounds like the consensus seemed to be that we did like the art center. We did like the school, but had some questions, it sounds like. But I think all three of us did like that art center one. So I would make a motion that we approve the art center one for this year. And look for a second.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor, I'm going to do a roll call. Laura,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
and myself, yes.
Okay.
And then just, I would go back to the other ones that applied and just let them know that this is an inaugural cycle and that there'll be other opportunities, to reapply.
Will do. Okay. Great.
All right.
I see Mr. Clark is here on the meeting, so we can go back to number 5, 1201 Canton Ave, Amon Clark, Board of Health Regulations, Chapter 1, Keeping of Animals in the Town of Milton, Section 4-7, requesting an initial private stable permit for keeping animals. And Mr. Clark would like to, looking at his application, he'd like to have 3 adult horses, 2 adult ponies, 3 adult beef cattle, 3 young beef cattle, 3 adult goats, and 6 young goats on his property. And he has over 5 acres. Carolyn, Emily, and I went out to look at his property and his barn last week. Everything looked good. He's still building and still has to put some fencing around on approval of this from the Board of Health. So, Mr. Clark, would you like to say anything about this new application that you're applying for? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm here. Thank you for having me on. No, that's kind of it. Yeah, I'm looking basically. It's probably only a few horses, but I said I'll apply for it in case I get more eventually. But a couple of horses and maybe a couple of beef cattle to begin with. So if we get the permit, I'll finish off fence and I can finish the barn.
And you have experience.
I have experience.
Speak,
Yeah,
speak about your experience.
I grew up my whole life on a farm in Ireland. I actually have a farm there at the moment. My brother looks after for me. My brother's full-time farming, so I also have a diploma in agriculture from Ireland to be a farmer over there. So basically my whole life farming before I came here.
That's great. Thank you. Board, do you have any questions for Mr. Clark?
I was just curious as to what kind of cattle you're going to have, a bull or a what?
No,
what are you going to have?
Probably a couple of cows and hopefully get to for the beginning use AI. We won't get a bull in the beginning just in case for safety reasons.
In case somebody jumps over the fence, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want a bull yet. So
No.
yeah, just an AI for now. If I'm going to breed a couple of cows, and just have a couple of calves then. But mainly for now, it's the horses. My daughter does have a horse at the moment. She keeps in a stable down in Randolph. So hopefully we can get that horse home and get another couple of horses to keep it company.
It's good for animals to have company.
Yeah,
You just have them as a hobby. It's not going to be.
No, it's just a hobby. Yeah, it's just basically it's our own hobby. That's it. That's my hobby. That's what I said. I grew up farming in Ireland, and now that maybe I have a bit of land here, I'd like to continue doing something for a hobby, and for my kids as well, just to have something for them.
Great.
Thank
Any other
you.
questions, Board?
I have a couple questions. So right now, you do not have any horses or anything there?
We've
It
not,
says
no.
you board one in Randolph,
I
correct?
have on board at the moment, yes. So we don't have anything here at the moment.
Okay, and have you seen the plans, Caroline, in terms of stable and things like that?
Yep, he's submitted all the plans. Everything looks great. He's gonna, when he gets the animals, contact a veterinarian and get all that set up because there's some more regulations around cows and goats and things like that. So we'll talk to him when that starts to happen. He's a nice, expansive property. He's a really nice barn. He's working on the barn and making stalls inside of that. But everything looked good when we were out there.
Okay, and proximity to neighbors, it sounds like he's got a big enough property, but any feedback from anybody or?
I didn't have any feedback from anyone. Yeah,
Okay.
and the certifieds were sent out. No one called about,
Okay,
there's over 5 acres there. No one called about the property. I think they're in favor. Mr. Clark said they were in favor.
okay, and then for the permit, does he specifically have the listing that you have here? In terms of numbers?
Mr. Clark, did you put on those numbers on the, when you sent out your letters?
On the letters, I didn't. I only when I talked to you after about applying for the permit, I added a few. So I didn't on the letters. No, I put out that I want to keep livestock. I didn't put the total amount on the letters.
And
I-
did anybody contact you about the letter?
So I talked to 3 neighbours, contacted me straight away, and they're all in favour, and they would vouch for me if I needed any support or anything. So I haven't heard from any of the other neighbours, but I did talk to 3 of them, and they're all in favour.
Any other questions, board?
I have another follow-up question on the permit itself. Is it going to say like 4 horses? Because there's 2 horses and 2 ponies, 6 cattle. I mean, how's it going to be broken out? That's what I'm just wondering on the permit, like what it's going to say.
On the
Yes,
so you're talking about the application that he submitted?
Well, what we're going to permit him for? Is it
Yeah.
going to be broken down just like the way we have it here?
So in the application, it's 2 adult horses, 2 adult ponies, 3 adult cattle, 3 young cattle, 3 goats, adult goats, and 6 young goats.
Okay.
So that's what the application says.
Okay, and there is a plan for manure and so forth, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
we submitted everything.
Okay. Anybody else on the board have any comments or? Nope. All right, I'm gonna make a motion then if we want to. So I'll make a motion that we approve the permit at 1201 Canton Ave for Eamon Clark. For permit for the 2 horses, 2 adult ponies, 6 cattle, including 3 adults and 3 young cattle, 3 goats, 6 adult goats, 6 young. And I assume that, well, first I want to just see how the board feels about that. Do I have a second on that? You muted.
Second.
Hold on.
Okay, so Mary
I'll
second.
second.
Okay. And then we're going to do a roll
Sorry,
call. So,
for the board of health meeting.
okay. Mary?
Aye. Is that what you
Okay,
said?
Laura?
You doing a roll call?
Aye.
Yeah, okay, hi. And myself.
Yes.
And then can you just let them know what the inspection schedule will be like as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Mr. Clark, before you
No,
get your
but I don't
animals, can you
think
contact
You're
the
here.
Board of Health,
Yeah.
the Health Department again? Contact us to let us know so we can just follow up on your veterinarian and just a couple little pieces that are left before you get them. Okay, doke?
no problem. Thank you very much. I will
All
do.
right. Thank you, Mr.
Good
Clark.
night.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So moving along to number 8, Health Director Report. Let's see. Just a couple of updates. 68 Smith Road, I reached out to Evian Durandis and France Dahati to ask about the progress at 68 Smith. And they responded, they are working on the roof right now. They finished the asbestos work inside. and I asked them to keep us informed of what's the next step. So they said that they would, and before our next board meeting, I'll reach out to them again to see where they're at. So that's the story about 68 Smith. 5 to 9 Thatcher Street. Does anyone have any questions about 68 Smith?
So it sounds like there's nothing else going on there right now. Is it still boarded up and fenced off?
Should be. We haven't been by
Okay.
there, but should all
Yeah,
be.
I haven't been by there, but yeah, okay.
5-9 Thatcher Street. I sent an email to Mr. Richard Joyce, who represents the owners, and he sent me the December exterminator report. He also reported that there's no plans that have been submitted. He stated he was told the civil engineer drawings for the site are completed and the architect is finishing his drawings of the buildings. He also stated that the architect expects it to be done in 4 to 5 weeks for submittal. The client spoke to the architect and explained that the matter needs to be a priority in that time frame. So they know that they have to keep us updated, but it sounds like things are moving along. Any
That sounds
questions on
good.
5-9?
No.
We completed a nuisance complaint for East Milton Spirits and Wine. So the building inspector went into the basement. We don't go into the basement as the health department. There's no food that's sold there. So we were alerted by the building inspectors that there was asbestos coming off the pipes in the basement. Pictures were sent to us. DEP became involved. They went down, they inspected it. It was asbestos. And then we just sent a letter out last week to say that they have to abate that asbestos. And then 333 Thatcher Street, we've spoken about this before. A correction order had been sent out about this property, and town council is bringing them to court right now. We have 2 seasonal clinics, seasonal flu clinics coming up. You'd requested, Roxanne, that we could go into the library, which Will did approve that we could use the library. We're going down into the conference room tomorrow is the January 13th one and the January 20th from 1 to 2:30. So we have those clinics set up. We have maybe about 100 doses, maybe 50 of the high and 50 of the regular. And this is for 19 and above for the flu clinics where all the children's vaccine has been distributed. We gave a little bit to a pediatrician's office, which we do every year. But emergency food bags, just an update about that. Anna's ordering food for the emergency food bags. I think I told you before, maybe I didn't, that around the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, there was quite a need at the schools for emergency food bags, and Anne brought them up there and they were distributed. And then the take one, leave one shelves, which are in the town hall foyer, those are being watched closely. We're restocking those, and Home Inc. has dropped off some food. So people are still dropping off some food into the health department. We're checking expiration dates and either putting it into the emergency food bags or the take one, leave one, or putting them on the take one, leave one shelves. And also Lisa Courtney is monitoring those take one, leave one shelves too.
Caroline, I have a couple of questions on the flu clinic information. So
Yep.
how did we advertise that? One thing I would have suggested is the library has an email blast that they send out. It would be good if they could send something out. I know the one for tomorrow obviously is too late, but you also have one on the 20th. So I think that would be really important. And also even the newspaper, the Times should put something in there so people know, because I don't know, like how did this get advertised?
So the Milton Times was sent it electronically. It's cost so much for advertisement, Roxanne.
They won't just put it in because it's a health, that the town is
No.
offering.
No.
Everyone
we
in the
have
town just got a free Milton Times.
Yeah.
Knowing that now, if we had known that, we could have jumped on that.
I didn't know that.
Because it's for their anniversary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody in town got a free one.
Oh.
So if we,
So
I
I
wasn't
didn't
aware of that.
know that, but we had a small ad that we could put in electronically, but it cost us, was it $200? I think, Emily, to put a very small ad in. I also gave the information to Will. So he has the information about the flu clinic. So I didn't know they could distribute it, but I did give it to him too. So I can see if he can put that out there.
And what
It's on our
about
website.
A digital sign up in East Milton.
the town, the blast where people can, how they sign up for notices and so forth,
We can put it-
notifications? I would ask Nick to put that on.
Yeah, we can ask Rob.
Or
in
Rob,
IT.
yeah. I
Matt.
think they should put that on there because
Mhm.
you want to get people out to do it. And then, it's a shame that we couldn't just put something in there about, what's going on with the flu because we're seeing huge numbers. We
We're
have a
seeing huge
lot.
numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
we
yeah,
are.
we're starting to see COVID too. I don't know what you're seeing, but on our
Not-
end,
Not much COVID.
not too much COVID, but we're seeing a lot of flu.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
we've had some really sick people with flu too. So
Mhm.
I think it should be, the more information we can get out there, the better.
Yeah, we can put that out
Yeah.
there. Emily, can you put that out there in the news and announcements tomorrow as a reminder?
Yeah, I can send it to Rob.
Perfect.
That'd be great. Thank you.
What about Caroline, the rolling digital sign that's available to the town that sometimes the DPW uses and things like that? Can we use that and just up in East Milton, put it out like up there just to remind people passing,
You know what?
it's
That's
an
good.
inexpensive way to advertise.
The Milton police have that sign. That's actually our sign, but the Milton police are able to use that sign. But since we only have 50 doses of each, we're really, if I put that sign out and we get a whole bunch of people, that
It
won't
still
be
makes them aware and they can go to CVS. It still makes them aware. It still helps the public. It's just a consideration, we would use our vaccines and people can still go elsewhere, so we'll still help. Give it maybe some thought.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Any other questions? We're reviewing a food plan with Jillian's at 10 Bassett Street. We're doing a plan review on that right now. And there's going to be a new market opening at 2 Elliott Street in the Bank of America.
When's that opening, Caroline?
It's a good question. I don't know when.
Oh,
They haven't sent anything. Have they sent anything in, Carolyn? I don't know if they have in 2 Pence.
They started their
They started.
plan review online on Permitize, and I had just messaged the applicant today to email me when they submitted everything from our checklist because I've been checking and it looks like they've only been submitting stuff like periodically, but not everything, like choke safe certificates and stuff like that.
Great. Anything else?
Just
If not,
next
do you
date,
wanna-
right?
Do you want to do number 9, future meeting day? Any other questions, board?
No.
Take a look at the calendars.
What are you anticipating coming up? Do you have anything, brewing or anything?
No, do we have any septic, Carolyn? I don't think that we do.
No, I don't think so.
I do have a trip planned for vacation week. So either before that on the 9th of February, after that, what's the 23rd? I'm still away on the 23rd, or going into March 2nd. So either
I would say if there's not much going on, I would probably go March 2nd only because
March 2nd.
if that's only in 3 weeks otherwise, right? If we 1, 2,
Yep.
3 weeks, 4 weeks would be the 9th.
Mhm.
But it's up to the
Yep.
board if we did the 9th or we did
The 9th.
or the 2nd of
9th is
March.
I
What if
can't
people
do the
think?
9th,
Okay.
so the 2nd would be good for me.
Does that work for you, Laura?
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay. So why don't we actually be the 1st, right?
Okay.
March 1st.
March 2nd.
No, March 1st is a Sunday.
March 1st is Sunday.
So
Oh,
it'll be March 2nd.
March 2nd. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we do the same thing, 7?
Okay, 7 on Zoom.
Sounds fine.
Okay.
Okay, if we're all set, then will you make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:49?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor? Laura,
Aye. Aye.
Lori, and myself.
All right, great. Thank you
Very
all.
efficient. Good
All
night,
right.
everybody.
Thanks.
Night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.